All right, yeah.
All right, great. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. No screen crawl this evening because last time was really just a shopping trip down to the mall. I mean, the vendor that they happened to go visit was getting robbed, but whatever. But still, so quick recap of last session.
It was Black Friday at Dillard's. Worked out great.
I got an Orange Julius and a pretzel. It was really awesome.
Orange Julius and a pretzel. And you did stop for a little orange chicken at Hunan King.
Oh yeah.
So,
no, actually, what I did is I just went and did the sample tour like 4 times, and I got the little piece on the toothpick.
Yeah. Like so, you got the Chick-fil-A nugget, you got the Hunan King orange chicken bit. Yeah, I got you. All right. So anyway, last week was a little bit of a shorter session, a little bit of an admin session where the team upgraded their ship. They happened to come upon a ship mechanic who was getting roughed up by some local toughs. Those guys got shot down pretty quick. Though Coot Trothel did get shot up a little bit. Nothing he's not used to, but at the same time, it is consideration now. And so we still have the mission to go to Nar Shaddaa and make an example out of a certain Rhodian upstart for Mr. Vig. We have Fistclams back. We've got Lyle Hass. We've got Coot Trothel. And at this point, I'm gonna leave it to you guys. You have the option. So we've just ended after the gunfight last time around. Is there anything you want to do in the intervening week and a half that it's going to take to put the ship mods on, or do you want to just fast forward to the end of that week and a half?
Mr. Pissclams, is there any type of items that you need procured? I myself would like some synth skin to fix this hole in me. You see this one right here?
Actually, hold on one sec. Let me make sure that I'm not taking the wrong thing here.
Do we need to roll force die in obligation?
We do. Well, so you guys, actually roll me some obligation, and let's roll some destiny points here.
What's rolling obligation? Sorry.
Obligation is
D100.
Yeah, D100, D percentile. Okay, Lyle is good. Oh, Mr. Trothel, giving me all the dark side points.
Love it.
Oh, what the hell? God damn it.
All right, 42. We're good. We're good.
That's a great dice game.
Oh.
Oh, there you go, Lal. The yin to my yang.
I need to roll mine still.
I mean, boss, the good news is that I didn't put a hole in you this time.
Tried really hard to, though.
Lal, I'll tell you what. I think that you may not have made a friend with that shopkeep.
Hey, Zero, welcome back, man. Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, Zero's here.
Hey, Zero.
Oh!
Does that mean we triggered obligation?
I don't know what that means.
Oh,
That's a great non-answer.
Hello there, Zero Mont. How are you? Is that what you were looking for?
All right. Where
Get
is
this man a poke and tickle, shall we?
a poke and tickle? Well, so we will consult offline after this session, Pissclams, because I don't see your obligation in the online character sheet. But we will. Talk.
Yeah, I didn't add any of that trash in.
Oh, really?
I apologize.
So that's a point of order here. How is it supposed to work? Is it just the combined total of?
No. So if you roll a D percentile under your current obligation score, you have
Which I believe I did.
Yes, right. So you have 5 obligation points that you're obligated to spend on any obligations that you currently have. So how many obligations do you have? Just the one?
No, I took a second one to get the extra credits. So
okay, so
it's 10 total.
Right. Well, so you have 2 that were at 5, correct?
Yeah, right. So how does that work?
So you had 5 points that you would have had to have spent on those two. The worst you could have done is a 7 and an 8. So you would have triggered 1. So go ahead and spend those 5 points on your 2 obligation, and then one of those has been triggered as a result of that roll.
Right.
Which prompts a storyline event that might or might not happen tonight. In other words, it won't happen tonight because I need to review your obligation.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
His latest character sheet is uploaded and available via Twitch. In the
1,
bottom
2,
there.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm just I'm doing the light side, dark side, destiny point pool at this point, so we are squared away. Okay, great. So, all right. So, is there any additional acquisitions that you guys? I think you'd mentioned there's some stuff you'd like to do before you take off for Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah, there's some stuff that Law wants to get if no one else is ready to put out a shopping list yet.
Yeah, I ended up staying on after you bailed last week, and we concluded mine just to streamline the beginning of today's session.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So DM, I am posting my shopping list to you in Slack.
Okay. Let me pull that bad boy out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna need.
That's,
I'm gonna
that's
need.
quite the list.
I'm gonna need some demolitions kit, a weapons maintenance kit, definitely some frag grenades, probably at least five frag grenades.
Whoa! I hope you were getting them in a children's toy store. I don't know if I feel exactly comfortable with you in high explosives, son.
What? 1 frag grenade.
Oh, all right. You done well. You done well.
Okay.
The prioritization on this, just for ease to move it along, is the demolitions kit and the toolkit would be the 2 things I would want to prioritize.
The demolitions kit and the toolkit?
Yeah.
And what are the rarities on those?
1 second.
Oh, I'm asking questions.
I wrote down the prices, but I didn't write down the rarities. So
Really?
Come prepared. Come fit. Or don't come at all.
That's all right. I will induce a pause on the stream to flip through the rule book right now.
I'm pulling it up, man. You don't need to.
It's looking at the rules is an exciting thing to do while you're streaming. Black market items.
Whoa, did you see me just turn that page? Dang.
Turn the page.
Riveting Twitch streaming going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, Zero is so happy he tuned in at this point. You know?
Zero likes to see Lau in uncomfortable positions.
He does.
Like when he attempts to pull a pistol and pulls his belt off instead.
It only happened one time.
The one time that it mattered.
Alright, I'm almost there, sorry. I launched the data thing like 3 times. Gear, filter by name, demolitions. The demolitions toolkit has a rarity of 4.
Okay, so make a rarity 6 negotiation check.
Toolkit
So
has rarity of 2.
that would be an average check.
Okay.
Yes, and you can leverage whatever party member has the better skill there.
Against what skill is it, sorry?
Negotiation?
Negotiation. Yeah.
2 green.
So am I there with you guys, or am I back on the ship still?
No, you're right there with them.
All right. So you automatically get to add 3 advantage to your negotiation check if I'm standing next to you.
Damn.
Wow.
Sorry, I take that back. It has to be a successful check, but it automatically gets 3 advantage added to it if it is.
Oh, okay. Well, that check is successful. Because the boost die did not add any successes, they only added advantages. So what's that? Why are you rolling force die?
I'm not. It must be in the dice.
check?
It must be in the dice pool from somewhere.
Yeah,
Like the
blame the DM.
DM.
Blame the DM. Yeah, that's a solid tactic. There. Okay, so force die obviously doesn't matter. Okay, so we can ignore the boost. We can throw in 2 success, and then we net out to 1 advantage after all of that. After the 3 advantages that you get from piss clams being around. Okay, so you are able via your wheeling and dealing up and down the strip. After renown, of your salvation of the starship maintenance and modification Tidarian has gotten around. They're like, oh, you're the guy that pulled his pants down when he was getting shot at. Oh, you're a wild man. All right. Yeah, I got something for you. I got a weapons demolition kit right here. I mean, what are you going to demolish with this? Your belt?
I tell you what, sir, this boy's cornbread just ain't done in the middle, if you catch my meaning.
Oh, I understand what you mean. Yeah. Everybody likes chewy cornbread, right?
Mhm.
All right, so you have your weapons demolition kit. Lau, what else would you like to roll for it this time?
Toolkit rarity 2.
So that's a rarity 4 roll. Do it.
Is that that's going to be a average as well then?
Yes. All right, guys. I tell you what, if you're buying a weapons demolition kit from me, it tells me you're a certain kind of buyer. So I might have other things you're interested in here. I might have a let's see, what else might I have here? Might have a weapons maintenance kit. Might have a comm jammer. Might have a cargo scanner. And if you're into looking at ghosts, I might have data goggles.
I'll take all those.
Okay, so go ahead and knock the appropriate funds off of the total
Yep.
for that. Now,
that's
how
it.
aggressive are you looking to get this evening, sir?
Well, I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
I've got this piece of junk I need to get rid of, and do you have any frag grenades?
What piece of junk are you talking about?
It's just a big hunk of metal, and I just need to blow it up.
I'm confused.
That's good.
Sir, we like to, get a little bit of that Carillion ale and kind of go off in the middle of nowhere and just kind of blow a little shit up,
Oh, I understand. Do you put pictures of your mother-in-law on it like I do?
I have to see who's watching the stream before I told you that, sir.
Okay, well, I can relate to that. I don't necessarily carry stock and weapons, but I can refer you to somebody who can. I prefer things that are a little bit more above board, even though it's the Outer Rim. I like to avoid getting on the wrong kind of radar. You understand what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, at least you smell when I'm stepping in here. So, but I can refer you to an individual who might be able to look down that alleyway for you.
Well, son,
If you're interested, I don't have to.
I'm not asking for a proctologist. I just need to know where to go to get the munitions. We don't need any alleyway looking.
Well, I'm confused. I don't understand your analogies, but what I can do is point you to my friend. So if you go across town and you talk to my buddy, his name is, I have a name. I've got a list of names here. Where are my list of names? Come on, I got a list of names here. Where are we at? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I got a buddy of mine named Cleese on the other side of town here. He tends to deal in things that are a little bit more volatile, if you will. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay.
We will make our way there, but first let us conclude our business here.
Right. So what else can I help you with?
That's it for me.
Okay.
Mr. Pisclams, is there anything that you need procured here?
I'm all right. Just continue to look menacing.
And the guy that's working the gear shop here just kind of he's giving a little bit of that side eye, Pisclams.
Do I recognize this guy?
Well, you don't recognize him, though it's possible he recognizes you. He's not sure, and you don't know.
I'm just gonna kind of casually wait till I make eye contact with him again, and then throw him the thumbs up from the Space Wheaties cover.
Oh yes! All right, let's. I need you to make me an easy charm check here, then. Yes.
All right, let's see here.
Space Wheaties.
Easy, you said?
Yeah.
Oh God, this may go horribly wrong.
No!
Oh wow! And the guy's like, well, I'm glad you like the prices that I have here. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm good. Good enough. And
Okay. I mean, I thought you were. I don't know. All you Weequay look the same to me.
That's about right. And I'll just turn around and walk away.
All right. Well, feel free to come back whenever you like. Is there anything else I can get for you guys while you're in my humble establishment here?
I believe we are good to go, sir.
All right. Sounds good. Well, should I tell Cleese that you're coming to pay him a visit?
Absolutely. Can we have your name in order to let him know that we are receiving a referral?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Nal Croft. And I will let Cleese know that I'm coming. Or that you're coming. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, there you
I'd be
go.
like, bit of a Freudian slip there, eh?
Don't you know it? It's a Friday night. It's payday. All right. So you guys heading over to Cleese's establishment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you walk over. It's everything here on Seafaroon is fairly nondescript on purpose. It's almost like these guys that are dealing in highly illicit weapons and equipment don't want to get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing really kind of out of the ordinary of the shop front here. It looks like a pretty standard kind of like spare parts / junk dealer that you find anywhere else in the Outer Rim. The only difference is that you happen to know that there's an individual here named Cleese that deals in things that he is not displaying in his window.
Okay.
So you walk in and you see an individual standing behind the checkout counter there, just kind of messing around on his data pad.
Excuse me, sir. Would you?
Yeah. He like quickly hides his data pad. What can I do for you?
I see we're on the space tube. Very good.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at was space tube.
Would you be Mr. Cleese?
Well, that depends on who's asking.
Your buddy Nal said he would be informing you of our impending arrival.
Right. So where's I see the Weequay. Where's that other kind of like short, quirky, weird guy that he told me about?
That's me.
He'll keep his pants on if you've heard anything about him. We're not.
Oh, is he there though? I don't see him. Where is he? I don't see the guy anywhere. Is he?
I'm right
is
here.
There somebody there? Oh, there you are. You were hiding behind the Weequay. That's strange. Okay,
Hiding's a bit strong. I just prefer to watch Mr. Pissclam's back.
Okay.
Literally looking at his back. It's where I prefer to be.
Watching his back from behind. Okay, I can respect that. All right. Yeah. So now let me know that you were coming. What can I do for you? What can I get for you?
I am looking for.
What can I do you for?
I'm looking for a certain device fits in your hand, and it blows things up. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, we don't. I don't. Like, who told you we do thermal detonators here?
Oh no! I need a grenade.
Okay. All right.
Just.
Oh, all right. That's easier. I'm sure we don't have those.
What about an H7 equalizer blaster with red handle?
Right. Yeah, we don't have those either. How much other stuff that we don't have can I find for you?
What's he doing with his face? I don't get it. Is he? Oh, yeah. I don't want those things.
And nor would any responsible citizen want those things.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. So
right.
if those things were to appear, how many credits would I need to make disappear?
Well, it depends on how many of those things that don't exist would need to disappear.
Just one.
Just one what?
One of those grenades that you don't carry.
Oh, okay. If I were to theoretically make something disappear that didn't exist, I might do so for a one-time fee of 50 credits.
On top of the base?
What?
Done.
You confuse me.
Yep, 50 credits done. Yep, here you go. And I give him my cred stick.
Okay. So he takes your cred stick. He kind of plugs it into his little device there. Checks it out, makes sure everything is all right, and then he reaches under the counter and hands you a shoebox.
Nice. Can I have my cred stick back?
Oh, of course. Here you go. Are you sure there's nothing else that you want? He says before he hands it back to you.
Just that one thing will do it for me, and I'm ready to go. And then I'm
Okay.
gonna go back behind Mr. Pissclams and look inside the box. And
Yeah, have fun with your Nike Space Piss Clam shoes there.
oh yeah,
Right. Okay. All right. I'm feeling extremely awkward right now. Is this always happen around this guy, or am I just a special individual?
Let me just say, sir, that there ain't no education in the second kick of the mule, and this boy's had quite a few of them.
Okay. So we're talking about kick 16 or 17 at this point. for this
Yes,
guy.
sir.
Okay, I understand.
Onward and upward.
All right. Yeah. So, is there anything else that I can help you out with for things that don't exist? Because I'm an expert at those things.
Mr. Pissclams, I am sure that there's got to be something you would be interested in.
Wait, did you say his name was Piss Clams?
Oh,
And he's
I'm
like
gonna-
looking back and forth between the shoebox and
Did I
Piss Clams
say
right
that?
now.
I'm gonna turn it, like put down the tchotchke I was just handling and kind of turn around. Why, yes, you heard correctly.
Are you replicating like a marketing pose at this point?
I'm just gonna walk up to the guy and puff up my chest, reach out my hand to shake his.
Okay. All right. Easy charm check, please. Hopefully this doesn't go as poorly as last time. And throw in an advantage because of the shoebox. Or throw in a boost die because of the shoebox.
All right.
Boost dice.
By the way, this is the first time you've ever seen yourself on a shoebox. So you're pretty sure that there's some Outer Rim
Yeah.
piracy going on here.
I'm quizzically looking like, I'll remember that photo shoot, but I thought it was for the Wheaties cover.
He's
Puzzling
like,
myself in
now I recognize you. You're a shock ball player that did that promo, like, back of the milk carton, missing Jawa thing that one time. Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
right, that's right.
Yeah, okay.
At your
Hey,
service.
yeah, it's great to have you in the shop here. What brings you out this way?
I'm gonna get real close into him. Actually, there is something you could do for me.
Yeah, what can I do?
Perhaps you could get your hands on a missile tube. I've heard you could procure such things.
Missile tube. You mean like the kind you shoot off your shoulder, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Let me look. Can I get back to you tomorrow?
Please do.
Okay. I'll get back to you tomorrow. So what specifically, like out of character, what specifically are you looking for? What piece of equipment?
Literally a missile tube.
Yeah,
Just like a
shoulder
shoulder
mounted.
missile launcher?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So go ahead and roll that rarity up negotiation-wise with a rarity of +2 because we're on the Outer Rim.
All right.
Negotiation check. But anybody in your party can roll negotiation there.
Make sure that I didn't take that. All right. Where is the rarity? Oh. So what do I have to add to it? I'm sorry.
+2.
+2. Fuck.
What is it, at least a 6 at this point?
It's a 10 at this point.
Ooh. That explains
yeah.
the guy's reaction.
Yeah, so that's 5 purples.
But anybody in the party, whoever has the best negotiation can roll that in the party.
not me.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Actually, wouldn't this be skullduggery?
Is it a restricted item, a missile launcher?
Yes, it's
Okay.
got the little red circle next
Yes, it is a restricted item, in which case you can roll skullduggery instead of negotiation.
All right.
to it. I got 3 greens there. Anybody got better than that?
Yeah, I'm a yellow and 3 greens. All right, so this is 5 purples. Lau, wish me luck.
Formidable.
This is our first formidable check of the campaign.
I think it is, yeah. Yeah. This is a momentous occasion. Let's see what happens.
Jeez.
Woo! All right. The guy's like, yeah. Let me look into that for you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay? Is that cool? Can I talk to you tomorrow about that? Like, you don't need it right now or today or anything, do you?
No,
You know,
sir. We will not be leaving but for a 10-day.
Okay. How much of a 20-day is a 10-day?
Exactly 48%, sir.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, if you give me a couple days, I'll look into it for you. Okay.
Yes. A lot of entendres. In fact, several pairs of them everywhere. I'm very confused.
Nobody's more confused than I am at this point.
Well, may it work in your favor, good sir. We will see you on the morrow.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your custom, and I hope you don't get blown up walking out the front door.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Lau, how about I carry that for you? You've had a vexing past couple of days. Let me carry that.
Okay, boss.
Are you handing the grenade over?
I'm handing him the shoebox.
The shoebox? Okay, I need you to make me a hard athletics check.
Jesus.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Gotcha. All right. So, all right. So, Lau, are you handing the shoebox over?
Yeah, I'm handing him the shoebox.
Okay. All right. Cool. You now have the Piss Clams Nike shoebox
Nice.
from Lau Hast there.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to
Johnny,
look inside it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
I do
Could
not
be a rock. Could be a
rock.
grenade. Who cares? All right. So you guys have left the shop with the weapons that don't exist. Is there anything you would like to do before? So Mr. Vig has one short briefing he would like to give you guys before you go to Nar Shaddaa. So that's the only thing that you're obligated to do before leaving Seafaru.
No problem at all.
Okay.
I'd like to just rest to heal up.
Okay. Yeah. Matter of fact, we need to look up, see what the parameters are around healing wounds here, so we can try to afford you some time to do that. Where are we at here? Combat, wounds, and recovery and healing. All right. Yeah, very nice. Okay, recovering from wounds. So there is a medical check that you can. So each full night's rest, you regain 1 wound, regardless of your current status of health. So if you would like to recover more quickly than that, then you can make a series of medicine checks. And the chart, if you're interested, is on page 220 of Edge of the Empire. If your current wounds equals half or less of your wound threshold, it's an easy medicine check to start recovering additional wounds. If your current wounds are more than half of your wound threshold, it's average. And if your wounds exceed your wound threshold, it's hard.
Okay, so average medicine check.
Yep. And then for every success beyond the first, you'll get back an additional wound.
Roger.
And using the medical facilities on the Regia Queen.
Okay.
Medicine check rolling now.
Okay, so you gain back a wound in addition to whatever you would gain back by sleeping.
Okay, so 1 per night.
Yep. And you can make one of those checks per day. So,
Okay.
So sleeping this evening, you regain 1 wound now.
12.
Right. So you regain a wound now, and then when you sleep to a full rest tonight, you regain another.
Okay, so I'd be at 5 and 12.
Yeah.
So the next day, are you guys wanting to go back and see them? Go see not Cassius. Go see the weapons guy, or are we gonna lay low? Because like they'll be doing repairs on the ship, doing all the installations while we're.
You want to see the Toydarian, or you want to go revisit Cleese,
I'm asking the guys if they want to go see Cleese or
Null,
or if there's anything they want to do.
Okay. Also, somebody make an easy astrogation check for me.
Wow. Put your frittata down, son.
I'm really good at this.
Famous
1, 2, 3, 4,
last
5.
words.
1 yellow and 1 yellow and 5 green. Average, you said?
Yeah. Oh, it's a triumph. All right. So at this point, you're like, well, I mean, we have like 4 or 5 days in hyperspace just to get the North Shaddaa. So let's take that into account when we're planning for time.
You bring up a fantastic point. Although we can't have the ship repairs going on in hyperspace, so as soon as they are done, we can make our way heading out.
Yeah. So at this point, you have about a week before the ship modifications are complete.
Okay.
If there's nothing else anybody wants to do, we can just fast forward to the meeting with Mr. Vig, like the final briefing before the mission.
Yeah, lay low. And...
Yeah,
okay.
Let me do the medicines per day.
Okay. Okay, so now you get 2 wounds back, in addition to the sleep.
So
you would be at like
8 of 12.
Yeah.
For that night, next day.
Next day would be 10 of 12.
And then the day after that, so up to full, strength covered, and we'll notify Mr. Vig we're ready to meet.
Okay, so on a couple days before you guys are scheduled to have your ship modifications complete, Mr. Vig sends his representative and asks you to follow him.
Here we are, sir, heading your way.
Okay, so you guys follow Mr. Vig's representative back to his club. He is in his second floor room, as usual, overlooking the main dance/bar floor, and says to you, "Oh, gentlemen, thank you very much for attending this final planning session before this most important mission you're about to undertake on my behalf."
Yes, all of those things.
Right, so I believe what we agreed upon was 25,000 credits for the Blood Eagle of the certain upstart Rhodian on Narshadal. It's causing a problem for me and my associates.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this individual's name is Ziznox. He's a petty neighborhood thug, if you will, but he's decided to interfere with my petty neighborhood thugs. Therefore, he has garnered my interest. Do you have any questions up to this point?
Yes, so Z's is the individual's name?
Ziznox. It's all one word. They're Rhodians, they're strange, I know.
Indeed, so.
It's almost like they look like some sort of 1980s cartoon show. Like the Snorkels. Anyway.
Mr. Vig, you referred to this individual as a common neighborhood thug.
That's correct.
How big a neighborhood are we talking?
Well, so Nar Shaddaa varies. Neighborhoods vary. We're not talking anything more than about 3 or 4 large capacity, large population buildings. However, those 3 or 4 buildings could account for maybe 75 to 100,000 inhabitants.
So it's a small city.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a small city contained in less than 1 square mile. It's Nar Shaddaa. Population is quite dense.
Yeah, certainly. So, do we know what the strength of his street thugs might be as far as head count and composition, disposition?
So my informants tell me that his common frontline individuals are of minimal training and equipment, nothing that individuals of your caliber should
That's right.
worry
Yep,
about.
yep.
However, as you begin to close in on Znox, I imagine that he will have spent more time and effort and resources protecting himself with his infrastructure, with his establishment, with his building, and perhaps with his personnel as well.
And do we know out of those 2 or 3 large capacity buildings, what floors that he is currently occupying?
Well, I imagine that someone with Znox's upstart ego, he would tend to be higher in the buildings rather than lower.
Also, what's his security apparatus? Do you have any of that information for us?
What do you mean by apparatus?
Alarm systems on the building, some sort of automatic blasters, shields, booby traps, grenades.
I would imagine that he probably has all or most of those, yes. But it's nothing that you gentlemen can't handle, right?
Certainly. And is there a specific place or level of public display that you would like him discovered? And is there a more advantageous time of day for him to be discovered for your purposes, should you choose to enjoy?
The louder, the messier, the more public his death is, the more it pleases me.
Yes, sir.
One more question from me. So we have this friend Phil who's got some pretty sick fetishes that require him to go to certain locales that none of us would be caught dead in. Does he have anything like that where he goes to visit or frequent something maybe that's off the beaten path that we could find him at?
Like what?
Well, does he
Mr.
have
Big says as he leans in towards you with a quizzical look on his face.
Does he have like a death stick addiction, or a lady of the night that he visits, or a favorite restaurant, something of the sort?
Oh, I see what you're getting at. Sure, I imagine for individuals of your capacity, those are things you would be able to discover easily once you make landing upon Nar Shaddaa.
Okay, thank you.
And is there a specific hangar that we can take the Regent Queen to that is nearby that you would recommend for Bill and Lady?
Oh, but of course, while you may not disclose your association with me, you may use the particular neighborhood starport that I am accustomed to using on Nar Shaddaa, and he gives you the credits for it, or the coordinates for it, and the location and everything. It's it's Nar Shaddaa. The whole planet's a city, so he gives you particular coordinates for space landing pad that he's customarily using.
Okay.
When he goes.
Streams. I love you, soldier. Do you want to say that already?
Hi.
Oh, look at that, Darth Cole. Cool.
So I'll take that information and I'll put it into my data pad then.
Very well, gentlemen. Are there any more questions before you embark upon your task?
Subspace communications. Is there a specific frequency or net that we can use to get in contact with you?
Well, I imagine that you will record evidence of your completion of this task, and I do monitor the HoloNets and the Galactic News Networks, and I imagine that if you do your job correctly, that the news will outpace your return to Seafaru.
Very good, sir. Then I believe, gentlemen, all my inquisitions have been dutifully satisfied. Is there anything else that you would like to have covered?
Just one last thing. Do you want a souvenir?
A souvenir.
Like a toe, or
certainly, you want a toe? We could get you a toe by 3 p.m.
Gentlemen, the only thing I need is the type of proof that I will see through the local Galactic News Network.
Okay, so we'll bring you a toe. Got it. Understood.
Have a good day, Mr. Vig. We'll be making for the space lanes within a couple days once the ship repairs are complete. Understood.
And in the meantime, gentlemen, you are more than welcome to avail yourself of all the conveniences my establishment offers.
Thank you very much for your hospitality.
But of course. Is there anything else?
Would you happen to have any Grey Poupon?
Grey Poupon, but of course, made with extra bourbon. Please.
Thank you, sir.
And he makes a hand motion out to his associates, like, please show them the sandwich au jambon with Grey Poupon, s'il vous plaît.
All right. You know that's a high point in my life. Thank you.
Yeah. Would you happen to have any Grey Poupon? But of course. All right. Anything you guys want to do in the meantime, or are you happy enough to?
I'm ready to
tip
roll
on ahead. Okay.
Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I'm ready to get a tow.
All right, Tally Homo, let's go.
All right. So 4 or 5 days go by. The Toydarian rather has completed the modifications to your ship. So all of the modifications that you purchased last time around are now active on your ship.
Nice.
And you are ready to depart. So if you like, if you're departing the spaceport, I need somebody to make me a planetary piloting check as you exit the atmosphere.
Really enjoying how luxurious this new ship is. We've got the engine ring on there, +2 handling, gives us 2 boost die to any type of piloting check. On the Regent Queen.
It's responsive, it's springy, it's like it's brand new off the assembly line.
Love it. And average, you said?
Average.
I'll be assisting as co-pilot with 1 yellow as well, boss. And I gotta take a piss.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Fun story.
It's a bit abrasive. I don't know if this is a good family program. All right, going for the roll.
Biggity bam! All right, so you easily negotiate standard planetary atmospheric exit technique and enter yourself into a flawless orbit that has, at this point, if there was any system strain remaining on your ship, you've healed yourself with 2 points of it, because of the textbook nature that you have entered into low planet orbit around Seafaru. You have probably about 30-40 minutes before you get around to the other side of the planet where the hyperspace lane exists.
Dodge and Phil, gentlemen, would you mind hanging around the ship? We installed a new autopilot droid brain into the computer system. Phil, I would appreciate if you would keep an eye on that, and Dodge, while we're here on Nar Shaddaa, there's quite a few shady fellows. Make sure nobody gains undue access to the Regent Queen, please.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, I'll watch. Make sure nobody gets on the ship. Although Nar Shaddaa is famous for a couple of his drinking establishments. If we're landing close, I'd like to check 1 or 2 of them out once we get there.
That is a winning proposition. I do work up quite a thirst with that textbook piloted gentleman. Can I get it?
Can I get a hallelujah? All right. So 30-40 minutes roll past, and the space lane is now on the correct side of the planet relative to your position. Okay. And I need an average astrogation roll as you attempt to enter hyperspace and make the jump to light speed towards Nar Shaddaa.
Right. So using Lau's assistance. Pull up the average.
No, there's he's back.
Yeah, sorry.
And he's back. All right. Quickly, Lee, before you make the astrogation roll,
okay.
Lau, I need you to make me an average computers check.
Yep. 2 or 5.
What the fuck?
Okay.
How is that even possible?
All right. Yeah. So you're right now you're pretty happy and you're seriously stoked about the fact that you managed to get an actual explosive grenade out of somebody that's live. You're really, really excited by it. You think this grenade is probably the greatest single piece of gear you've ever negotiated for in your entire life, and you're very happy by this fact. And if there's a couple of boost die you want to pass along to somebody afterwards because of how positive and motivated you are right now, you're more than welcome to do that.
Hey, boss, when are you gonna give me that grenade back? When we get there, can I have the grenade? You think maybe?
Yeah, possibly. Put this into the computer. Let me know.
Okay. So you have successfully plotted your course to Nar Shaddaa. 4 or 5 days pass, and you exit hyperspace in a tight orbit around Nar Shaddaa. You see a lot of space junk, a lot of satellites, a lot of space stations around. It's even highly urbanized out in space around Nar Shaddaa. But as you look down on the planet, obviously you're actually on the night side. You're on the far side of Nal Hutta and the sun at this point, so that the planet is all completely covered in darkness. But you do see obviously the bright city lights covering the surface of the planet from where you are.
Lau, go ahead and give us a system scan, if you wouldn't mind, sir.
It's like difficulty.
What kind of scan are you doing?
System scan.
System scan. Average computers. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Everything is ricky ticky, clicky, flicky.
Yeah, certainly. So, would you mind looking up where that landing pad is that Mr. Vig told us to take advantage of?
Yep, I plug in the destination from the data pad into the local system directory and try to figure out where it's at. Guide us towards it.
Yep, average computers. All right, yeah. So you have the destination. Right now, it's on the far side of the planet from where you are, so it's facing Nal Hutta. You're on the far side, facing away from Nal Hutta. But Nar Shaddaa is a pretty small planet.
Yeah.
20-25 minutes of orbit will get you over there.
Lau, have you had a chance to just go through and look at the upgrades to the ship? How are they reading on the computer?
System diagnostic of all post upgrades of the ship.
Okay, average computers check, please. Are you checking all at once, or are you doing them one at a time?
All at once.
Oh, okay, throw in a setback die, please.
Okay. Can I just roll one setback dice against that, or re-roll everything?
No, it's one. If you're doing one roll for everything, just include one setback die.
Okay.
That's not a setback die.
The red's not? Oh, black is. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. I kind of want to make you roll again with it. Okay, there we go. All right. As you are conducting your systems diagnostics, you're noticing some kind of an anomalous signal coming from the new droid autopilot brain that you've added into the ship.
Boss, we got a fly in the ointment with the new autopilot module we had installed.
Can you or Phil ascertain what that anomaly is?
I'll get Phil on it. He's good with droids. Phil!
Don't let him put his dongle into the damn again.
Yes. Is there something you would like me to do for you?
Yeah, Lau, we're getting some interesting readings. Take a look over at the co-pilot screen. Anything you could think of would be causing that in the autopilot drain? Look at that. I just combined those two words together. Wordsmith.
Well, these readings are anomalous, as far as I can tell.
We know that much, son. We need more information on it.
Okay. Well, let me, if you don't mind giving me a few minutes, I will take a look and see what the problem is.
Please do. Mr. Pissclams, are you available, sir? All right, he must be in the refresher.
I guess that's a no.
Oh, me.
Oh! Yeah, you scared me there, coming up right behind me like that.
Okay, and I'm going to upgrade the difficulty on Phil's check here, by the way.
Okay. I've got a wee bit of an issue. I have not exactly publicly executed an individual before, and after watching some of your game film, you get quite creative of making a public spectacle. I'm going to need your guidance on this as we decide how we're going to blood angel this individual.
It's all about dedication to the fans. You know, what I'll do for them.
Very good, sir. You've been out here playing for interleague play before. Coming across any type of holiday or reason that there would be a large amount of individuals gathered for a singular purpose?
That's a good question. Would I inherently know that, or is there?
You can make a knowledge check to see if you would know that. Let's see here. That would be. Let me just check the skills here real quick.
Like
that
an
would
outer
be.
rim check?
I'm gonna need you to LARP that.
So what knowledge? What are you skilled in knowledge wise?
Well, so actually, I was just gonna say, I've got talk the talk, which basically allows me to turn any knowledge check into a skullduggery check.
Oh, perfect.
Nah,
Okay.
that's awesome.
Yeah, great. So go ahead and roll skullduggery.
So you're
What's the difficulty on this?
Difficulty is average.
you're a master bullshitter is essentially what we get
Yeah.
out of this. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Basically.
Where are we at here?
Oh wait, can you clear that?
Oh yeah. So the first roll there is Phil's roll on the system diagnostic, and then let me clear the dice here. All right, dice pool is clear.
Let's try that again.
All right. So, Piss Clams, you are not at all familiar with culture or customs on Narshada. You never played there, never traveled there, never toured there.
I've been around a lot in the Outer Rim looking for tech. Can I let me take a spin at this. So is there any way I can do an Outer Rim check, knowledge check?
Yeah, sure. Average.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Okay.
Well, then roll it. Shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real easy.
So, yeah. I can tell by the way you dominated that roll how easy it was.
I got a success. It nets out to a success.
Yeah, you're right. It nets out to a single success. You're correct. You crushed it.
His
You
nose
killed
is
it.
bleeding.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're so excited right now. You have like Japanese emote marks over your head and everything. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, Piss Clams, you're not at all familiar with Narshada. Just wasn't on the tour. Wasn't significant enough of a planet for you. Even though you have a pretty significant fan club, you think, judging by the HoloNet letters that you got, you're just not familiar with the planet at all. Lau,
We have a minor league team.
for sure. And then Lau, all that you know about Narshada, you learned from a book, and so you're reasonably certain that there is a certain level of just outright naked gang violence that you could probably get away with on the planet.
So here's the deal, guys. I know about as much about Narshadar as I know about women, and I learned it both the same way by reading books. We can get away with a lot of nudity, of violence on this planet.
So you're saying that whenever we hang this individual up with his lungs protruding through incisions we make in his back in order to replicate that of angel wings, we should do that where we're naked or he is?
True.
Okay, gentlemen, I think I know where we need to be going. Let's bump around. Hey, Dodge, seeing where we are located here, is there one of those drinking establishments you recommend us frequent?
Let me look here. So he's looking around, kind of flipping through the data pad, checking, Outer Rim Yelp, and he's like, well, so there's a couple places real close to the starport that Mr. Vig gave us. They have a reputation for unruliness, if you will, but
Okay.
they're not expensive.
Unruly, isn't that, Mr. Pissclams, isn't that your middle name?
I believe it is. All right, gentlemen. Well, I say we touch down and get naked.
This is your show, sir. I'm following you.
Ironically, that was the title of the book that I read about Narshadar.
Touchdown and get naked. All right. So you guys are contacted by Planetary Traffic Control. They guide you into the coordinates, and you pay. There's a 10 credit planetary landing fee that you're obligated to pay as a result of your landing. But you have made landfall in the starport. Highly urban. You can't see the bottom of the planet from where you are. You can't see ground level at all. You can't see the top. You're just in the middle of an immense, just overwhelming jungle of buildings and planets and levels and hover vehicles going this way and that. It's extremely busy. A lot of hustle and bustle. You know, it's Nar Shaddaa in every sense of the word. You know, its reputation definitely exceeds what you've learned about the planet at this point.
Yeah, outstanding. Lau, I don't know if you caught this, but look how I paid that docking fee. And I'm going to hold up the credit stick and then say, Phil, we have got some recompense for you for being such a good sport. Here you are, sir.
All right, so I guess we're knocking 10 credits off of Phil's balance at this point. All right.
As Phil walks back out of the cockpit, I gently elbow boss. This is why I love you, boss. Fuck that guy.
All right.
Mr. Pisclams, shall we head out? Let's go. Just as a note, I'm going to keep on my hips the Cavalier pistol and the heavy Geonosian pistol.
Okay.
And in my trench coat, my smuggler's trench coat,
Yep.
I'm going to stow my regular blaster pistol, and I'll
Okay.
still have one encumbrance open on it.
Okay. Sounds good. Is everybody exiting the YT Regi Queen at this point?
Three of us, I think.
Yeah,
Right, everybody but Phil and Dodge.
Roger.
the only thing that I would like to retcon is during the downtime, it was to have jury-rigged my pistol to increase the damage by 1.
So the only thing you would like to do by manipulating in a possibility of the time-space continuum
Yeah.
is
In our
make
made-up
yourself more powerful.
in our made-up fictional world, yeah.
It is not made up.
You're right. You're in a spaceship, and he's in the Emperor's throne room. You're right.
Pretty serious business right here. Yeah. And don't make me turn around and get my lightsaber and start cutting people to shreds, okay? So I will do it. All right. So what exactly? I mean, you have enough time, you know, during hyperspace to have done something like that. So what exactly you're wanting to modify your weapon to do extra damage?
Yeah,
Is
it's my skill is called jury rigged, and I can choose one personal weapon to jury rig it, and it just increases the damage by 1.
So you're trying to Jawa rig your gun.
Yeah,
No, not going there.
it's jury rigged. It doesn't require a roll or anything. It just is.
Your skill just allows you to do it?
Yep.
And does it occupy like a modification slot on your weapon when you do or something like that?
Nope, I can only have it on one weapon at a time though.
Oh, that's right. I remember the skill. Okay. Yep. So you get an extra point of damage
Woohoo!
on your firearm. Cool. All right. Anything else? Are you guys exiting the spacecraft at this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as you guys begin to walk down the gangway from your spacecraft, you're struck by just the crowds and the hustle and bustle. How many people are coming and going? It's very crowded here in Nar Shaddaa. And as you're walking to the edge of the landing platform, some alien you don't recognize walks up to you, says, "Hey, welcome to Nar Shaddaa. Can I get you a taxi?"
I landed in JFK.
Yeah. What about death sticks? Or are you looking to have some other kind of good time tonight?
Well, they don't call this one glitter stem hasp for nothing.
Oh, you like glitter steams? I can do glitter steams for you.
I'm not one that likes it. It's this individual here. Just look at his teeth.
I see. Yes, he has the disgusting damaged teeth of a person who is addicted to glitter steams.
Mm-hmm. Or from
But I will
England.
not-
Thought I heard Genji there for a second.
Yeah.
You did, yeah.
I'm trying to be slightly more Caribbean here, but anyway.
Mr. Cab Driver, man, how many kids do you have to feed? Because my name's not Quaid.
I'm confused by your question, Chofa. So, anyway, would you like to, do you need a taxi? I can call you a taxi.
I believe we could use a good stretch of the legs ourselves.
Oh, so you plan to walk? Okay, that's fantastic. So if you go down this pathway right here, there's a bar that has great fried fish. It is fantastic, and there are all the glitter steams and death sticks you could enjoy in 10,000 lifetimes.
Quite a bit. They must
It
have
is.
quite a turnover of clientele to go through that much.
Well, this is a highly trafficked part of the glorious planet that is Nar Shaddaa.
You're quite quite up on this moon.
Yes,
we-
sir,
we
I am.
Certainly do. Thank you. Could you point us towards this facility? And I'm gonna point on Lau's data pad, the location that Dodge had suggested for us.
Okay, yeah, so it's the same establishment that he was recommending, actually. So, oh yeah, so I see you are familiar with this local den of leisure. In the meantime, there's the small matter of the planetary landing fee that I need you to pay.
Yes, that was already transferred to planetary control as we landed.
Oh, naturally, yes, planetary control. See, that is the atmospheric docking transition fee. However, this is the Nar Shaddaa dock landing fee that I need you to pay, Chofa.
What alien race is he?
You don't recognize him at all.
Okay.
It's not human. It's humanoid.
Is there a mouth hole?
Yes.
I would like to attempt a quick draw to have my blaster go into his mouth.
Is that a euphemism?
I mean, we can LARP it.
That's going to be difficult over a Zoom meeting. However, okay.
Challenge
so-
accepted.
Yeah. So you were trying to stick your gun in his mouth. Is
Yeah.
what you're trying to do right now. Okay.
Like a gentleman.
Yeah.
Using my quick draw.
Yeah. So, and quick draw allows you to draw a weapon in combat without doing a maneuver. Correct.
Correct.
Okay. So we'll call this a hard ranged light check.
Love it.
Yeah.
Dice roller pop up. Hard 3. And bless you. Because you're yawning.
Yeah.
You should be drinking Monsters and gas station vodka. It'll keep you awake.
No, that definitely will keep you awake. I did a couple of Monster Ultra Zeros. Oh, all right. So you draw your weapon because you're about fed up with this guy's nonsense, and you've got it firmly in grasp. There's nothing wrong. You're not going to like sling your pistol across the docking bay or anything. But the guy kind of sees it coming because you're imagining this isn't the first time he's tried to pull this scam and somebody's pulled a blaster on him. So he slaps it away. So hey, Chofa, no need to get violent. Snaps his fingers, and then you see about 3 or 4 groups of people start paying attention to him at this point. Chofa, it's a small fee. It's only 100 credits. You pay the fee. We watch your ship for you. Nothing bad happens. It's customary on this part of Nar Shaddaa.
So
Don't be a vanquin, okay? Just pay the fee, Chofa.
and I'm gonna look at Mr. Pisclams and say,
What are we standing on right now?
You're on the docking platform. It's
Is it-
large.
Is there a drop? Are we near like how close to the edge of it are we, or to like a significant drop?
You're probably like 10, 15 feet away from an edge that represents a significant drop.
All right. So as this guy's talking, I'm just gonna reach out and grab him by the throat and pick him up off the ground and walk over to the edge of the cliff, and I'll. So what would your friends think if I were to get a little bit of sweaty palms right now?
Yeah, all right, roll initiative. Yeah. And this is exactly what I hoped would happen. All right, so you have this individual who is a rival, not a nemesis, but also not a minion, and then 3 minion groups will also be rolling initiative.
okay. So clearing up the dice pool. Would this be a cool check?
This, yes, I would call this a cool check because it was kind of a standoff. All right.
And I'm going to take 2 points of strain to be able and add one more success to that.
Okay.
It's called rapid reaction.
Yep. Okay, so you have 3 success, 2 advantage.
It would be 1, yeah, 3 and 2.
Okay. And Lau, I need you to make a cool check, please.
Yep.
All right, and then that's a great roll there. All right, so this is for the rival, and then this is for the 2 minion groups. 3 minion groups. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's see here. First is going to be player with 2 successes. And then we are going to have
2 minion groups.
3 minion groups. Well, it's going to go player, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy. So 4 bad guys. So player, 4 bad guys, 2 players.
Okay.
So who would like to go for? Well, actually, tell you what. As a surprise bonus action, I'm going to allow Piss Clams to do something with the nondescript alien that he has grabbed by the throat. Well, first off, let's go ahead and make an easy brawl check to see if you can grab him by the throat. But this won't count as your action for the surprise round.
Whoops, this is skills.
Oh,
Oh yeah!
all right. So the guy's like,
Wait, no, there's too many green die in there though.
oh, I'm sorry.
Although that is phenomenal roll.
Yeah. All right. Now make the roll again.
Hold on a sec here.
All right.
Yes.
Just as good. So the guy's like, hey, come on, guys. You don't need to be like, and Piss Clams, you walk up. You're about done with this guy's nonsense and his lip. So you grab him by the throat and you lift him about 6 inches off the ground. All right, player. Well, now you may take your surprise action. What do you want to do?
So as soon as I grab him in my periphery, do I see the people he pointed out that kind of came to attention? What are they doing?
Oh yeah, you see about 50, somewhere between 12 and 15 dudes all paying attention to you now, drawing their weapons.
All right, so yeah, I'll take a couple steps over to the edge and just dangle his feet,
Okay.
2 feet out, arm's length
So
out.
you're gonna do like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando, like hang the dude by the ankles over the edge of the cliff there. Okay, yeah, cool. I got it. So it's one maneuver to walk over to the edge of the platform, and then I would like you to make an average. What kind
Coercion?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's either coercion or maybe. Let's see here. Yeah, average coercion roll, please. To see if you're able to affect any of those minion groups.
Average is 2 purple.
Correct. And I'm going to spend a destiny point to upgrade the difficulty there, so roll 1 purple and 1 red.
So I can spend 2 strain to downgrade that twice.
Interesting. Okay.
Intimidating. Yeah. All right. So what does that put it back down to?
Back down to 2 purple.
No, it goes down 3.
Goes down 2. So that
you can downgrade the difficulty twice, but you can't downgrade from a purple.
Right.
So
it goes to just to 2 purple.
It goes from 1 purple and 1 red to 2 purple.
Right. And that is oh shit. Sorry about
coercion.
that.
All right. So yeah, you're hanging them over the edge. What do you want to say to them to try to get them to not start shooting at you?
Let's all just calm down here, gentlemen. I think we can come to an arrangement here. Namely that you back the fuck up and your friend may not be being scraped off the bottom of this landing platform. But how far down is it? Can I even see over the edge?
No, you can't see the bottom at all. I mean, you can see over the edge. It's Nar Shaddaa, so like there's no bottom that you can see.
So he would definitely die if he fell off this.
It's probably several miles to the planet's surface at this point.
Oh, okay.
So, Yeah.
So probably.
Yeah, he might not survive the fall.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Okay.
if he executes a proper parachute landfall.
Yeah. He does like a PLF, like feet,
Yeah.
ankle, like knee, thigh, shoulder, body. He might turn into slightly less thin of a tomato paste by the time he hits the bottom. So yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah. So the alien that you've got, the guy that you've got, in your grasp right now, Piss Clams, hanging over the side of the platform. He's like, well, certainly we could come to some kind of agreement. Maybe 100 credits is a little bit more expensive than we do. Can you speak down? Can't talk.
I'm gonna be like 100 credits. Is that what I heard? I'm gonna start just squeezing his neck.
We can negotiate. And his arms are flailing. Okay, player one.
Should I? You want me to just start mowing bitches down? What are the minion group sizes?
There's 2 of 4 and 1 of 5.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot at the 1 of 5.
Okay.
With both pistols drawn.
Okay. Yeah, medium range.
And it takes 2 advantage to activate the damage on the other one. If I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to find that.
The dual wielding rules
sent
for
it to you.
pistols.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me look here. Let's see. Let's see what it says about dual blasters.
And I'm gonna double or use the 2 strain to get the double aim.
Okay. So 1 maneuver for the aim, 2nd maneuver for the double aim. So
Single-handed weapons only. Make a combined check using lowest characteristic and lowest skill to generate the dice pool.
Okay.
If successful, a character may spend 2 advantage or a triumph to confirm a hit with second weapon.
There you go.
I forgot about the triumph.
There you go. Yeah, well, the triumph counts as a success. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah. So 2 advantage or triumph if you want to hit with a second weapon.
So I've got 3 boosts on this. 1 from the or 2 from the aim, and then 1 from my rapid reaction or my quick strike, since they haven't acted in combat yet.
Yep. Correct.
It's an easy check, so 1 purple based upon the range, and I will be rolling the range light skill.
Okay. Whoo! And a baseline 4 damage on the gun.
No. So with the weapons that I procured before, my
that's right.
primary weapon is a DR-45 Dragoon cavalry blaster with base damage of 8.
Okay.
So that's 8 and 3 is 11. I'm gonna use 2 of those boosts to activate the Geonosian Heavy Blaster from my other hand.
Okay.
And so that gets its base damage, which is 7. So that would be 18 wounds passed on to that group of 5.
Okay, so you see Piss Clams dangling this guy over the side of the platform here, and he looks like he's trying to talk, but he's having a really hard time of it because somebody's got a hand clasped around the throat, and so you're like, well, and you're thinking to yourself, do I wait for somebody to make a decision here, or do I just do something? And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to do something. So you walk up a couple of feet from your standing. You just quickly shrug your shoulders. Next thing you know, you got guns out, blasting away at the minion group, and you just completely mow down those 5 guys before they can even get behind cover. They're like, what do you mean he's dangling our boss over there? Blah, 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 blah. So 5 guys just drop right where they stand, yeah, so you just completely obliterate one of those minion groups. The other 2 are like, oh crap, what do we do now? I guess we shoot at that guy. So minion group number 1 I'm sorry. Well, you obliterated minion group number 1, so minion group number 2 is going to shoot their light blaster pistols at you, and so you take 5 damage before soak.
Okay.
Mr. Trothel, and then the next group is firing at you.
2 wounds that I take from that.
Okay. And then the next minion group fires at you as well, and you take a baseline of 4 damage from that.
And I will take 1 more.
Okay.
So 3 total that round. I'm down to 9 wounds.
Okay.
And 10 strain.
Yeah, so they're like, wow, this guy just completely obliterated 5 of our buddies. We should probably get rid of him first, right? So anyway, they all duck behind, some crates and binary load lifters and, moisture evaporators and whatever else is on the loading dock at this point. They're kind of shooting out from behind cover, blasting away at Coot Trothel. Lots of gunfire going on here. If I can find it, there we go. There we go. Oh wait, I'm not sharing my
Sorry, I've been doing it.
computer audio. There we go. All right. Yeah. Lots of gunfire. All right, there we go.
I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, lots of gunfire being traded back and forth. Everybody is scattered from the docking platforms at this point, running for their lives because of the active exchange of gunfire going on. And it is now the next player turn. Who would like to go?
I'm gonna Piskins. We still have 1 more. Do you want to back clean up?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off in case I have to drop this guy.
Okay.
So,
Hast.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and use a sidestep maneuver, so that any shots at me are going to suffer they'll be upgraded by 1, and I'll take one strain for that. And
It's
then
an upgraded difficulty, or they have a setback die?
upgrade the difficulty of all range combat checks starting the character.
Got it. Okay.
So I'll take 1 strain, so they're all upgraded by 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull out my blaster.
Okay.
And the group of the last group that shot at boss, I'm gonna pull my blaster out.
Okay. So that's 2 maneuvers, correct?
Yes.
Drawing a weapon
So
is
I gotta burn a strain for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll burn a strain to pull my blaster out, and then I'm gonna shoot at those guys.
Okay. Short range.
Yep. Short range, which I believe for me is not awesome.
And this is going to be minion group number 3.
Okay. Yeah, so short range for you, for anybody using a ranged weapon is your range skill, and it's going to be an easy check, so 1 perp.
And I'm gonna go ahead and use a force point to upgrade that.
Ooh.
So that's adding 1 blue, right?
That adds that changes a green to a yellow.
Yellow. Okay. Here we go. That dice pool's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. That was way better of a roll than you should have gotten. Okay, try it again. Oh man.
There you go, baby.
Oh man.
And unlike normally, I normally hold my blaster like this, but boss had told me about the kill shot, so I turned it sideways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're all gangsta. All right. So Coot, after you coolly laid waste to 5 of the bad guys, and you're looking over to your left, and you see Lau has starting taking evasive maneuvers, despite the fact that nobody's shooting at him. And he's dodging around like Neo, and oh, you can't hit me, but nobody's shooting at him. And anyway, you see him level a blaster pistol at one of the minion groups, and what's the baseline damage of
6.
pistol? 6. Okay, and he manages to crank off a couple of rounds and actually take 3 guys out of that minion group. So
Crank.
yeah.
Boss, I hit something.
So
I
yeah.
tell you what, Val, it paid off from last shopping session. You're doing great. Piss clams.
Yeah, piss clams is up to you.
Does this guy's clearly choking as I'm squeezing his neck?
Oh yeah, he's having a real hard time talking and breathing right now.
All right, I'm gonna try to just crush his windpipe.
All right. All right, I need you to make an average brawl check, please. Oh my god.
Average brawl is. There you go.
All right. Yeah. And what is your brawn value? 4. Okay. Yeah. So you're slowly squeezing down his windpipe. You haven't quite crushed all the way through yet, but you can tell you're doing some pretty hefty damage there.
And I would like to use those 3 advantage to send. Can I send a setback dice to the next minion group that attacks?
You can. You can absolutely do that.
Yeah. Maybe a little blood's coming out his ears right now, and they're getting freaked out.
Yeah. He's
Yeah, you
he's
know.
like he's definitely not talking anymore.
His face is really like his eyes are bulging out and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. If he could turn purple, he would be turning purple right now. Except he can't turn purple because his skin is the wrong color. So
You can do 2 of those advantage to add a setback to the target's next check, and then 1 to the next allied character's check you can pass or lose.
I guess it would make more sense if I added to his, since I'm
Yeah.
engaged with him, choking him.
yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
So okay, cool. Yeah. So setback die to the, and you said you're going to the next minion group or to him?
No,
To
to
him.
him.
To him.
To him? Okay, got it. Yeah, so his action, he's going to attempt to break free of your grasp here. So he's going to make a average brawl check as well. And I'm going to spend a destiny point to upgrade his check there to 2 yellow. And all right, so he's able to wriggle free, but he's not looking good, and he can't get anywhere from that, and he's going to use 2 of those advantage to pass a boost onto the
There
next.
was no difficulty on that.
Oh, jeez. All right, yeah, great. Here we go. Okay, there we go. He's able to wriggle free, but he cannot pass anything along to the next thing. He's just kind of sitting there.
Hey,
like,
Did that? How did the setback work?
Was it to the next minion group, right?
Well,
No,
it
to
was
him.
to the target.
Oh, jeez. Okay, never mind. Never mind. You're still choking him. All right, top of the round, player. Who's going first?
That group of untouched 4, I want to
Yeah.
reach out and touch them with my pistols,
Okay.
just making a single aim.
Okay.
So that will be 1.
1 boost. Is it 2 setback from the previous aim actions?
No, so whenever you double aim, it's only passing 1 setback
Okay.
for the next combat check. So it'll be a blue and a black for this one.
Okay. Let me clear the pool here real quick. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
And rolling range light attack.
Ah, jeez. All right, yeah. So you're just kind of looking around, surveying the landscape after you left 5 smoking corpses on the docking bay there. And you see that Lau miraculously has managed to not shoot himself and actually did some damage to the bad guys at this point. So you're like, oh, hey, I'm impressed. Maybe this guy's coming along a little bit, and I don't have to quite babysit him as much. So anyway, so you focus on the remaining bad guys. And I'm presuming you're using the cavalry blaster, which is the higher damage of the 2 at that point.
Sir,
So,
and might
okay.
as well use the engage the GNLG and heavy blaster.
Okay, just might as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do like another 40,000 gajillion damage to these guys. So you just drill them all right between the eyes. Plow, 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 plow. You only shoot 4 times because there's only 4 guys because that's all you need. And so you just drop those guys where they stand. They fall over neatly, kind of like backwards, like right into the coffin. And so that minion group is taken care of. So let's see. Minion group is the one that's got 1 guy left. Is going to attempt to run away here. So he's just going to take 2 maneuvers Actually, he can't do that because minion groups cannot induce strain damage. So anyway, he's going to do one maneuver to go from short to medium range and an attempt to run away from you holy terrors. So, and then
Don't let him get away.
next bad guy is going to be the guy that you're choking there, Piss Clams. I'm going to spend another destiny point to try to get out of this grip. It's going to be average brawl. All right. Come on, man. What does that mean? Nothing happens? Jeez. All right, the guy's just like, let me go, just slapping away at your arm. Nothing happens. You've held on to way too many shock balls that were live for this little measly fellow to disturb you at all by him slapping away futilely at your hands and arms. So he's going nowhere. Next player.
I'm gonna look over at Boss and say, Boss, the Geonosian Heavy Blaster, when you absolutely positively must kill every last motherfucker. And I'm gonna take a shot at the guy that's running away.
Oh, so you're shooting at the guy that Piss Clamps is holding in his arms right
the
now?
guy that's running away.
Right, yeah, the guy that Piss Clamps is holding.
Well, no, the minion group.
The last minion.
I know. I'm just trying to get you to shoot your friend over here. So, all right. So, okay, you're shooting at the one guy that's running away.
Did he increase his range? Is it average now?
Yeah, he's at medium. He's at
Hey,
medium.
we can't see the tactical map.
Huh. Yeah, what are you doing, Billy?
Stream.
You
That's
never put the players in it.
Yeah, there wasn't a tactical map there.
Oh, okay. As
Yeah.
I was then.
Yeah. As you should have been.
Anyways, rolling my dice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You gotta clear
All
the
right.
pool. You have to clear the pool.
Jeez. I'm glad that roll. I'm really glad that roll didn't count. Okay,
Ready?
go for it. And you guys have 5 destiny points. You can
Wait. So for medium, it should just be.
I have it right
Yeah,
here.
I had dice in the pool.
Oh,
Medium's
okay.
2 purple, right?
No.
It should be.
Yeah, medium range is average.
Medium all range.
Yeah.
Average.
Oh,
2 purple.
2 purple.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
I got Ogdude's cheat sheet up. Rolling. Come on, be good.
Yes! 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 All right.
Children.
All right, this guy's running away from you, Lau, and basically you're channeling all that rage from recess when you got picked on at this point. And,
I'm still talking. I'm talking to the boss about like the Geonosian Heavy Blaster, and I'm just like,
yeah, waving the pistol
Cook
around like, I can't believe I killed 3 of your buddies. I got you where I want you, and then you're aiming down. And then, for whatever reason, like the mold count here on Narshtal is really high. It's starting to activate your allergies a little bit. And, or maybe it was, a little bit of hyperspace sickness or something. You're not sure what the particular infirmity here is, but you sneeze right as you're pulling the trigger. And you manage to hit a cargo box right next to the guy. But you don't drill any civilians or fleeing children or anything. So you're pretty pleased with the results at this point.
That's definitely an improvement.
All right, next player.
Throat crush.
Okay, average brawl, please.
It's still in there.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right. Well, so the guy, he's been slapping at your arms pretty hard, and while you're able to hang on to him, it has distracted you from being able to actually snap his neck at this point. Though you feel like that, if you keep applying pressure, you might get there sooner or later. But you do have 5 advantage to play.
So definitely pass a setback onto him. Can I break this up, or do I have to just make one?
No, you can pick. So you can do, the target can become disabled. Well, you're not passing any damage on, so never mind.
Yeah. What can I do to allies though?
You
There's
can
3 of them.
You can pass a boost.
pass a boost, and then pass a setback to his next dice.
Yeah, so that's what I'll do.
Okay.
And I'll
Got it. So you pass a setback to him, and then you pass a boost to the next player
the
that
next
goes.
player that goes. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so we're top of the order now. It's a player slot.
I'll take it, and I want to double aim
Okay.
to punk this dude that's running away.
Okay, got it. So that's going to be 3 boost plus a setback. plus your skill.
Actually, it'll be 2 setbacks because I just did a regular aim last time without incurring the strain.
Ah, got it. Okay.
So I'll be 2 purples, 2 blacks, my range light skill check plus 3 blues.
Correct.
Yep. Rolling now.
All right. So you just kind of look over your shoulder at Lau and like, listen, son, this is how you do it. And you line up. You kind of like stick your finger up in the wind. Aim a little bit this way. Put some Kentucky windage on it. Pow! And drop the guy right where he stands. He skids to a halt, maybe 15 or 20 feet before you nailed him right in the back of the head.
Nice.
Innocent bystanders go fleeing in every direction, of course. And and you just got a little bit of smoke. You're like, and then give it a flare, tuck it.
Gonna do the flare, pistol flip, and then down into the holsters, and then I want to pass a boost to each.
Okay.
That'll spend 4 of those advantage.
Okay, got it.
So Billy, you get a boost, and Lau and Piss Claims.
All right. So this guy is desperately trying to break free from the grip of piss clams here for his turn.
The setback.
Oh yeah, he's got a setback in there. Oh, jeez, really?
Is that a net out to nothing again?
This is some old,
2 in a row.
BS, this is some old BS right here. So anyway, the guy's just like, you see he's quickly losing consciousness.
Yep.
He's just like, his swats are getting much more feeble, and he's just like, let me go, it's 5 credits.
Are all the mini groups gone?
Yeah, everybody's gone. Just this guy now.
So we back to top of the order.
So top of the order was Lee shooting, blasting down the last mini group.
Yeah,
This was the next enemy turn, but the other ones are dead, so now it's player turn again.
All right, so I'll bring him back onto the platform and toss him on the ground.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you toss him on the ground. What do you say to him?
Kind of in between the 3 of us. So, let's talk about this protection racket you're running. And I'm going to kick him in the ribs.
Okay. Easy brawl check, please. Let's see if you kill him.
Oh, boy. And I got to throw one of those in there.
I've cleared the DM dice pool
All right.
here. Oh, man. All right. So after like squeezing his neck halfway through, you throw him onto the ground. You're like, yeah, let's talk about this protection racket you got. And you just like, you give him what you would consider a pretty light kick by shockball standards. Except that, you know, for some reason, like you've buried your ankle up into his sternum. So the guy just like kind of convulses a little bit, and she's just like, and stops moving.
Gentlemen,
You guys have exited initiative at this point.
I would
on the
like
bright side, Lau actually has some good shooting.
as we get to the last round of combat, I'm going to pull out my blaster, spend the strain point to double aim with the advantage that I was granted, and I'm going to shoot the son of a bitch on the ground.
The last guy that Lee dropped, is that who you're shooting at?
No, the guy that's laying on the floor that just had his rib cage kicked in. He's prone, so I get a boost. I get a boost from Lee, and then I get another 2 boosts for aiming. But
add a setback.
And then he still miss?
No, he has to add a setback because he's prone, so technically it requires...
Okay, I tell you what, roll 1 setback die, because you're not re-rolling that whole dice pool.
Oh, come on, man.
No, I like that result too much. I will net out, but look at that. Okay. So as you drop the last remaining guy, Piss Clams, you drop him, and you're like, you know, trying to get some information out of him, and then you just give him a little love tap in the chest, but for some reason he expires, and then Lau whips around, is like, yeah, I got something for you. Pow! Shoots at him, except he misses completely and manages to wing a speeder off, you know, like
God.
back on the back behind, you know, kind of like in the traffic. You know, you hit some sort of control plane on a speeder. You see this thing going careening out of control, but you don't see what happens to it after that.
Damn it, Lal! It is not just what you were pointed at, but what is on the other side of it.
I got you're right. You're right. The backfield. I've got to worry about the backfield, and I just kind of slowly put my blaster away.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna quickly check this guy. Just pat him down. Kind of.
Okay.
Not obviously search him if I can.
You're just gonna casually search him?
Well, like, you know, bend down to check his pulse to see if he's still, you know, fake, like I'm checking his pulse, and then just kind of casually pat him down.
Okay. Average perception. Excuse me.
Do we hear like the explosion or anything from that speeder?
Make a hard perception roll, please. It's quite noisy out here. There's a lot of traffic. Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. So, Piss Clams, you're patting him down, and you find that he's got some kind of weapon on him. You haven't examined it too closely yet, and you managed to find a personal data device.
I will casually pocket both of them.
Okay. You casually pocket both of them. Are you attempting to not be noticed, or do you care if you're noticed or not?
I mean, there's a lot of chaos going on around us, right? People are running and screaming in every direction.
Yeah. So if you're attempting to not be noticed, it will be an average skullduggery, but you get to throw a boost die in there.
All right.
If you don't care if you're noticed or not, you just go ahead and do it.
I mean, I'll try not to be noticed, I guess. And,
okay.
So average with a boost.
Fail and an advantage on trying to see.
Yeah. So it's just too noisy. If that speeder, you know, if that anti-grav personal conveyance that Lau winged has exploded, you have not heard it. Okay, and you are convinced that nobody saw you pocket those items. Just clams.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick the guy up and toss him over the side now.
All right, easy athletics check. Let's see what happens here.
Winging a speeder with his body.
Blow up a school bus. Easy athletics check, you said?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So you guys see Piss Clams lean down and just like steal a personal data device and a blaster off the guy, and then you see him, you know, kind of like back up 2 long paces, and then he takes 2 big side steps to the right, and kind of puts his finger up, you know, like takes one of his shoes off, and gets a running like place kick right into the guy's chest, and kicks him right off the edge of the landing platform, and you see him perfectly thread the needle between two large trucks, you know, hover trucks that come through. You know, doesn't hit anything with it, but he sends the guy's corpse like careening head over heels through Nar Shaddaa, and then disappears down into the darkness that is the lower portions of the city.
Well
so that
done,
guy,
Mr. Piss Clams. That's just like
that
the game
guy-
against the Mon Calamari Squids.
Mr. Piss Clams, if you don't mind me asking, what is your exercise regimen that you could get that leg so straightly extended above your head and not pull a hamstring?
I don't know. It's not my fault. I don't even exercise.
So let's go start checking the minion groups.
Okay.
Tables.
Okay.
For credit sticks or smaller tchotchkes, and we don't want to get overburdened.
Sure. Yeah. So average perception roll for the whole shebang bang.
And I'm keeping an eye out, just looking around while all this is going on.
Okay. Average perception roll for Lau. Okay, I see the perception check there for Coot. All right, Lau, you're keeping an eye out. So, yeah, you're looking around. You see nothing going on of note right now. Okay, and then Coot, you just quickly search the minion groups there. You find 500 credits worth of cred sticks, and then if you want, there's a bunch of light blaster pistols. So you might be able to convince Lau to jam another dozen of those into his waistband.
Gentlemen, go load these firearms up on the ship.
Gladly, and I'll go and just start scooping them up and have like an armful of blasters.
Okay, so you managed to salvage 12 light blaster pistols from the minion groups, and you're just gonna dump those up on the ship.
Yeah.
Specifically, I want to dump them in I want to put them in Phil's bed.
Okay. Are you gonna set them to like overcharge and detonate or anything like that?
No, I just want to put them underneath his blankets, so when he crawls into his blankets later at night, there's a whole bunch of blasters underneath
Bloody
there.
blaster pistols.
Okay, that's cool. So you dump all those into Phil's bed. And you hide them under his sheets.
I mean, gentlemen, with how well moneyed we are, I mean, are all these lives really worth that 100 credits? I just didn't like the guy.
I'm gonna follow Lal onto the ship and
Okay.
Bust out the data pad and just if him and Dodge and whoever else are around, I'm just gonna kind of brandish in front of him and be like, "Gentlemen, you think you could put yourselves to work on this?" And I'll toss it down on the table.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Crack my knuckles and I go to work.
All right. So obviously you try to unlock the data pad and it has a password. So average computers check to bypass the initial security.
Yep.
80085.
What?
All right. So Lau, you're attempting to break the security on this, and Phil is of course looking over your shoulder. And as you have failed your 500th password check in a row, you just hear Phil saying, "Oh, all is right in the world."
Well, why don't you try, Robot Pants?
Oh, if you insist. All right. So, let's see here.
How the fuck do you end? Dude.
That's ridiculous.
Dude, that's pretty terrible. That's an awful roll right there. So, all right. And feels like, well, I guess if you need my help breaking into a minimally secured consumer device, I guess I could help out.
He is like the most absent troll I have ever seen.
Oh, you know what? There wasn't any difficulty die in there. Oh well, sorry. So Phil's like, well, it seems this has some above average security.
Yeah.
What if we combine forces? Wow.
I believe he is speaking of a team up.
Like this?
Yeah, is that a docking reference you're making there? Anyway.
All right. Yeah. Why don't you help me? I'll upgrade by 1.
Yep.
And rolling.
You guys have a lot of destiny points you could be using. You have 5 destiny points you could be using.
Saving
I'm gonna
those.
call over the comm link.
I got it. It's easy.
And say, judging by how long it is taking you individuals to get back up off the ship, can we just have Phil do this so that we can get it done?
Yeah, it's done now,
as
boss.
You ask, and as Lau responds, the device springs to life as you have successfully guessed the password to get into the personal data device. Bum 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 bum.
What's on it?
Well, right now you're just at a standard user desktop.
All right.
Bunch of icons.
Does he have Candy Crush?
He's got what would he be called in Star Wars? I don't know. Destic Crush, Glitter Stem Crush.
So
I'm
gonna toss it over to Phil and say, Phil, figure out what you can about this. We gotta go.
And Phil's like, but I don't work for you, as you walk off. So.
Hey, Phil, did you find anything else out about that anomalous part of the autopilot droid brain? We may be needing it later.
Yes. So it seems to have passed some sort of message along a carrier band that we use for simple navigation purposes. I'm not sure what the purpose was or to whom it was going, but there was some sort of unauthorized message that was passed off of the ship.
Can you please remediate while we go drink? I mean,
of course. Yeah. Can you fix that while we go do something else that's way more fun? Yeah. 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 It's just like, of course.
And then before we walk out the ship, I'm going to turn to Lau and be like, Hey, one more thing. You ever seen one of these? And I'm gonna pull my coat back and show him the gun that I pulled off the dude.
The guy that you threw over the edge of the.
Like you pulled his gun off?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure did. Pulled a heavy blaster pistol off the guy too. So, and you're showing that to who? You're showing it to Coot or Lau
To
or Phil?
Lau.
Lau? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Lau, you see a heavy blaster pistol that Piss Clamp is showing you.
All I've got is this little one, and I hold it up, and is his bigger?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you need that?
Actually, if I'm honest with you, why don't you take it, son? I'm a little bit better close in, if you know what I mean. And I'm gonna brandish my vibro knuckles.
And,
Okay.
and I take it with both hands. Like exactly.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you now have a heavy blaster pistol there.
And it doesn't.
Wow.
I put it in my holster, but it kind of hangs out because it only fits.
Yeah, it's
like
way too big.
So I
Way too big
have
to
a
fit.
pistol too large for the holster, kind of hanging on my hip.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing bad will happen. All right. All right. So you guys have successfully denied the docking fee to local neighborhood toughs. So what would you like to do next?
We saved 100 credits.
Yeah.
Hey, technically we made 600 here, gentlemen. There was the 5 we found amongst the. Who's cleaning this up? There's a lot of goo on the ground. What happens here? What's protocol?
Roll either knowledge outer rim or whatever. So whatever, or if you have an argument for another knowledge skill to be used, I'm inclined to listen to it at this point.
I mean, I'm inclined to make something up, but
Okay, sure. Knowledge outer rim.
No,
Baseline.
the difficulty.
Oh, difficulty average, please.
The average. Coming at you, sir. Knowledge out of rim job.
Okay. So you're not really certain what the protocol is on Nar Shaddaa, though. You have heard of plenty of gunfights and whatnot, and eventually somebody comes and cleans up. But
I mean, there's got to be
Yeah,
another
sure.
one of those weird species that's like cannibals or something. I mean, we don't want to deprive anybody of a meal, do we? Lau, your thoughts?
You know, boss. I just if we're trying to make as big a scene as possible, perhaps we collect these bodies, and when we do the lung through the back necktie thing, we add some additional carnage.
Lau, I applaud you and wanting to admonish myself for not coming up with a preservation of resources we will need for our Carnage Carnival. I love it. And radio to Dodge. Dodge, I've got some bodies here. Maybe you come put them in the cargo hold.
wow, bodies already. You're already stacking them up, huh? How many bodies are we talking about?
Let's see. We've got 15 total.
15? You've been off the ship for a minute and a half.
Well, no, that was before we came back on. Was whenever this happened. So don't be that impressed. But I'm not gonna lie. We are at 19 right now.
Oh my god. All right. Yeah. Let me lower the cargo bay for you. So the cargo bay is being lowered on the ship right now.
Okay.
So you guys are stacking all the bodies on the ship.
Yeah, well, you never know when you're gonna need a body.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, let's go gentlemen, let's go have a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite thirsty.
All right. So yeah, you guys walk down to the local watering hole. Doesn't seem too busy right now. It's almost like all the patrons got chased away because of some random violence. And yeah, so you've there's maybe a couple guys sitting in the corner, but that's about it. The bartender's looking exasperated and pretty upset at you right now. So is this who I had to thank for chasing away all my afternoon patrons?
You're welcome.
Well,
Yeah, thanks.
Could you tell us what happened? We heard some blaster fires.
Oh, don't think that the entire neighborhood didn't see you laying waste to Mr. Chofe and his minions out there.
Chof. That was his name.
Well, that's his nickname because he calls everybody Chofa. Nobody knows what that means, but he calls everybody, Chofa. What do you, like some kind of idiot? I don't know what that means. Guy's just a local nobody. All he's doing is collecting petty, extortion fees off of people that land here. But I guess you took care of that, didn't you?
Yes. Here's 100 credits. I'm thirsty. I would like bottle service delivered to the Regent Queen and Andorian sunrises for everybody here in this fine establishment.
Okay. Well, at this point, that's the 2 guys left in the corner plus you 3. So 5 Andorian sunrises. What kind of bottles would you like me to deliver to the Regent Queen?
If you wouldn't mind, let's start them out with a couple of bottles of Carillion ale, and then let's go and step it up. Do you have anything from Ryloth?
So he's kind of like, oh, Ryloth, eh? So let me look in the back room for you real quick, and I'll let you know. In the meantime, I'll have my secondary bartender here. He points to a droid. Start mixing up those Andorian sunrises for you. How does that sound?
That sounds fantastic. And I'm going to lean over to the droid. Hey, excuse me, son. Just a while ago, your master there was able to perfectly replicate the sound and voice of that individual that met his untimely demise out there. Had some kind of lung issue. Were you the one that made that sound, or is he one of them ventriloqui?
Ventriloquy. So the droid the droid doesn't speak galactic common, just gives you a bunch of beeps and squawks back. But basically what he tells you is like, the guy takes really good care of me. I just poured drinks here. Can't really answer your question for you. Don't know.
You are a very deep character. Thank you very much, gentlemen. To a little bit of frivolity, once we made landfall.
Yeah, I raise my glass.
Cheers.
All right.
Take that down, and then ocular inspection of the 2 guys in the corner.
Are you trying to be noticed, or are you trying to not be noticed?
I want to be noticed.
Okay. So make an average perception roll.
The average perception.
So they're, because of their clothing and the relatively low lighting in the corner, you're not really able to tell a whole lot out about them. But they definitely noticed that you were looking at them.
I'm going to keep looking.
Okay.
Mr. Pisklams, how do you recommend we go about ascertaining the location and strength of this individual that we are after?
Well, I say we case his place. He's going to be having some kind of regular patrols coming in and out. I say we grab one of them and beat it out of him.
Mr. Znox is not going to have a large group of toughs, so I believe that might be the path of least resistance. Lal, no, you got to take the entire shot, son.
Yeah. So you're still trying to choke down the Andorian sunrise there. Not having a lot of luck, Lau. And then the 2 guys get their drinks that are off kind of in the corner, and they raise the glasses to you and shoot the whole thing.
Okay.
Both of them. Yeah, they turn back to their conversation. They don't seem to be paying much attention to you.
Okay. Mr. Pisklams, we need to find the location of Mr. Znox.
Didn't Vig give that to us?
Well, he gave us like a 3 floors
tower or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're in the general neighborhood where you think Znox is, but you don't have a specific location for him yet.
Perhaps those 2 in the corner might know.
Or perhaps our late friend down below might have some incriminating information on his datapad.
Oh, very good. Lal, your thoughts on us maybe talking these 2 in the corner, and then maybe by then Phil be able to flex his muscle?
Yep, I got this, boss. And I stand up and I take the glass with my shot and I throw it on the ground and I start walking to the two guys. Listen,
Okay, so you're just gonna walk up to him and start talking to him?
Yep, listen here, you two. I'm looking for
Okay.
work. You look like the kind of folk that might know where I can find work.
Okay, so I need you to make an average charm check and throw in a setback die because of your clearly like socially awkward nature.
Shit.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm using a destiny point.
There you
Oh,
go.
sweet. Yeah, cool. I endorse that maneuver.
Oh, that's not
Ooh.
good.
Well, at least it wasn't a despair. All right, so they just briefly look up at you, and then they just turn back to their conversation. Don't even say anything to you.
Hey, listen. I'm looking for Mr. C's Dick, and I hear he works in this area. You're gonna tell me where he is, and I try to put on like the most intimidating
Okay.
look that
All
I
right.
can.
Average coercion,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna spend a dark side point to upgrade the difficulty on that. So it'll be one
Upgrade
purple.
it back.
Oh wow. Okay, cool. So one purple and one red is the difficulty, and then you get 2 yellows or whatever your coercion is.
Oh,
You get to add a yellow to it.
Okay.
What? That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. You left a red die out of there. Roll that again. Actually, you know what? Keep that roll. Just roll a red die. Just roll a red die and add that to the results there. Perfect.
Oh, God damn.
Perfect. Yes.
So
Yeah.
the triumph of the despair net
The
out.
triumph
So
and the
it's,
despair each have effects, but the triumph and
Net
despair,
out.
for purposes of determining success, will net each other out.
okay. Okay.
Right. But you do have a triumph and a success, or a triumph and a despair result individually that I get to have lots of fun with. So anyway, the guys are like, they stop talking and they just kind of look at you, out of the side of their eyes, and they're like, I'll tell you what, go ahead and sit down.
I am gonna sit down, but because I want to. And
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. You would sit down because you want to. Please. Thank you for the Endorian Sunrises, and join us at our table.
Yeah. So let's.
Come over and join.
And they look up at you. They're like, "Oh, not you."
Oh, they work for me. They're gonna stay right there.
Oh, well, if they work for you, then you can tell them to remain over at the bar.
Mr. Papa Giorgio will be right here, sir.
This is Mr. Papa Giorgio, and this is Abe Frumpkin. He's the sausage king of Coruscant.
Really? Is that the case? He's the sausage king of Coruscant, eh?
I'm gonna
You
throw
would,
him the Wheaties thumbs up.
You would. Okay, great. So a couple rolls here that I need you to make. I need Lyle, I need you to make an average deception roll, please.
Wait a second. Have you visualized like Piss Clams in the refresher? Maybe he is the sausage king, of course.
Oh, we have a separate set of things that's going to happen with Piss Clams and the Wheaties high five here. So,
All right,
or the Wheaties thumbs up. So.
I am using another die for the discipline, another destiny die.
Okay, cool. All right, and they're like, the sausage king, you say? All right, and Piss Clams, go ahead and make an average charm check with your Wheaties thumbs up signature move. Here.
I love how his thumb's broken and it doesn't fully extend. It just
Yeah.
Yeah. The hammerhead, they call it. Charm check, is that?
Yeah, average charm. And so nothing untoward happens as a result of that. They kind of barely pay you any notice even. You're a little disappointed. You're like, man, I thought I still had it, but I guess I don't.
Big, man.
So,
Turn
yeah.
around.
Guess I'm getting a little rusty. So anyway, Lau, you were sitting at a table with 2 individuals that you've never met before, and they're willing to entertain what you have to say.
So, I'm new to the planet, and you may have heard of
really? You don't say.
Yep, I do. You may have heard of me. I'm important where I come from, and I'm looking to do some work for Mr. Seasdick, and I was hoping that maybe apparently he works in this area. He kind of oversees it, and his mid-level organization could be benefited from my skills. Lal has skills.
You said your name was Lal? I thought you said your name was Mr. Papadopoulos or whatever. What did he say?
No,
it wasn't Lal.
The name of my organization is Lal has skills.
Lal has skills.
I am Mr. Papadopoulos. I lead the Lal has skills organization, and my friend here, Abe Frumpkin, and Toby, we.
Your name is Toby. Wow, you're so racist. Anyway,
it's the first thing I can think of. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know, because you're racist. So anyway, I don't hold it against you. It's not your fault.
I'm not.
So, okay. So they're like, who are you? Who are you? Say that you want to work with?
Mr. Sizemore. Seaswigs.
Are you
Snizenox.
Are you referring to Znox?
These socks. Yes, I want to work for Mr. These Socks.
And they just laugh like, oh, well, I think that's something that we can arrange for you. How soon are you available?
I look back at my crew. What do you guys think?
We're just continuing having a nice conversation about the old Shockball days.
Okay.
Shit.
So Coot and Piss Clams are not even paying attention to the conversation that Lal is having right now at the stable with these two guys, and they look at you as like, your availability?
We're gonna be here, so you go find Mr. Seasmore, Schneischnox, and you have him talk to my man at the bar there, the big guy.
Well, if he's available now, though, would you want to talk to him now?
Yes.
Okay, come with us. And they get up to leave.
I'll walk over to the bar. They're gonna take us to the guy, I think.
Oh.
I'm gonna turn to Coot and be like, we can't let these two walk out of here knowing who we are, what we look like. After that spectacle, he's going to blow our whole advantage. He's going to know we're here coming. He's going to dig in.
Are you suggesting that we rupture these tomatoes?
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to take.
Then I'm going to, gentlemen, let me get my coat and walk out in front of them and just kind of stand by the door.
Okay.
Make kind of like a sorry look over towards the bartender.
The bartender just has a very confused look on his face right now because he's not really sure what's about to happen. The two guys are beginning to walk through the door. They're kind of edging their way around you, Coot. And Lyle, I'm presuming you're following behind them?
I'm back at the bar with Piss Clams watching to see what's happening here.
Oh, okay. Well, they turn around and look, well, do you want to go meet, are you here to do business with Znox, or what do you do? Why, if these gentlemen work for you, why do you need to consult with them?
We're a democracy.
And they just start laughing raucously. Well, I guess it's clear who's in charge here. And they just walk off and start leaving the bar.
Gentlemen, I'm afraid my friend may not have been entirely truthful with you earlier.
Well, you don't say.
But I think before you leave, you may want to hear my proposition.
Oh. Okay. And what might be your proposition?
Well,
and first of all, my question is, why were you giving us a thumbs up like you were on the side of a cereal box earlier?
We'll get to that later. But first, I think it would be wise if you two gentlemen just came back in and heard us out.
And if we don't?
I mean, it's yours to lose, I suppose.
What's ours to lose?
And I'll say, gentlemen, you'd be amazed at what kind of stuff can grow out of permacrete.
Is this a coercion or a charm attempt?
I mean, I suck at all.
Can I at least pass him a boost die since we're in the same conversation here?
You can give him skilled assistance. I'll let you do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's a coercion check you're making?
Coercion or charm, whichever you prefer.
So I got 3 yellows in coercion. I can pass you one of those at least, right?
Yeah. So you'll be able to upgrade a green to yellow. And this will be hard coercion if that's what you want to do.
And about how far away from the bar is the door that these guys are
It's
standing
like
in?
10 feet. It's not far.
Oh, it's close. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. How do you do this?
There's some creative interpretation that I'm gonna have to do here. So the guys are standing at the bar and they really don't know what to make of you right now. You're really confused. Like, you are probably the strangest group of fellows that I've met in a while. Tell you what, I'm gonna sit back down at my table with my colleague here, and we'll listen to what you had to say. But ultimately, I don't think there's a whole lot that you have to offer us right now.
Oh,
And I don't know
maybe.
if this needs to escalate beyond a simple conversation, if you know what I mean.
Maybe so, maybe not. But I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Oh, really? Well, hope springs eternal, doesn't it? And then they they go back and they sit back down at their table.
So I guess I'm gonna try to casually throw a knowing look at Coot, and I'm gonna walk over and kind of just try to obscure their vision a little bit to distract him while he can line up a shot.
Okay. So you're basically interposing yourself between these guys and Coot at this point.
Well, I want to stand off to the side, but draw their attention to me as I approach their table.
Sure. Makes sense.
And whenever I think I have it in the clear, I'm going to line up a shot and wait for his clam signal.
Okay.
We're going full murder hobo. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know this is going off the rails quick. All right, cool. So, yeah. So Piss Clams, the next move is on you at this point. What are you doing?
So I'll walk up to the table, just kind of slowly again, angling around to the side. So, gentlemen, you really think that we were here just looking casually for work from Z's nuts or whatever the fuck he's called?
And they're like, well, your friend here came asking for a meeting with Zznax, which we were going to bring him to, but if that's not what you want. That's not what you want. That's fine.
Well, I think it's a bit more subtle than that. And I think that if both of you want to walk out of here alive, then I think that you better cooperate with us to make this a little bit more discreet than just waltz up and have a casual hello.
Oh, I see. How quickly we've come to making threats.
Like I said, you could take it or leave it.
I think we'll be leaving it. And then you get up to leave again.
On the way.
Okay, so are you firing at them?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I need you to go ahead and make a easy light blaster check, and then we're gonna roll initiative after that. Ugh. Okay. And baseline damage of the cavalry blaster is what, 8?
8. So that's 11
Okay.
points of damage.
Yeah. All right. So as Piss Clams is talking to these guys and they're getting up to leave, you're like, I don't really know what we're doing here, but I guess I'll roll with it for now. And so you level your cavalry blaster at the guy in the lead getting up to leave and to walk out, and you just drill him straight through the side of the head and drop him like a sack of potatoes. All right. So there's one guy down. The other guy obviously is like, well, this is going to shit real quick. So, I need everybody to roll some initiative. And this is going to be vigilance because this is basically an ambush. And this is the bad guy rolling. Oh.
Oh!
Wow, that's a. Is that a correct
No.
vigilance roll?
No, you
All
got.
right. All right.
should be,
I hadn't cleaned my dice pool out yet, so go ahead and roll that again. That's more like it. All right. So it's Lau, Piss Clams. We got Coot. Okay, so tie goes to the player. So we have player, bad guy, player.
Mr. Piss Clams, that's all you.
I'm going to swing with my vibro knuckles at this guy's face.
Yeah, okay. He's quite shocked to see your fist coming flying at his face right now.
Well, he should be. All right, so that is a brawl check.
All right. So you hit. What's the baseline damage for the vibro knuckles?
It is +1, so it's 5 damage.
5. Okay, and then is it crit 2 or crit 3, or do you want to use those advantage to activate
It's
a crit, or are you gonna
Crit 2, so that's a crit, and
Okay.
also it's vicious, so add 10 to the crit.
Oh,
and
nice.
And the damage ignores 1 soak.
Okay. All right. So you're looking at 5 damage that ignores 1 point of soak, or also
Yep. No, just 1 point.
just 1 point of soak. Okay, and then go ahead and roll on the crit chart if that's what you want to do.
And that's a D100, correct?
That is correct. I need to look this chart up real quick. Now it's not gonna be high enough to matter.
D100?
So yeah,
16 is the
yeah.
crit roll.
It's gonna be pretty minor, all things considered. You're gonna kill him from wounds before you will from crits, so I'm not gonna worry about it for now. Okay, his turn. So he's obviously taken aback by the punch he just took to the face. Stunned him a little bit, but he's not quite down yet. He's looking a little bloody, but not too groggy. So he backs up out of engaged to short range, and then levels at you, Piss Clams, and makes a light range light check against you. And obviously because you hit him in the face, he can't really see straight right now. His blaster shot goes high into the left, out off into the deep, unseen depths of Nar Shaddaa. Next player turn.
I've got it bounced, but I'll leave this stream up for you guys. I gotta go.
Okay. Cool. Who's going next? I guess Coot.
Helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With him going out, I'll take a shot at him.
Okay.
Where'd he just go?
I don't know.
Stun setting.
Stun setting. Okay.
That would still be the same.
All right. And then so you do that's strain damage that you do with a stun setting, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Got it. So because this guy is a rival, you're not going to kill him, but I'll consider this like subdual damage if it were D&D.
Okay.
So he doesn't have strain points that you can do damage against, but and then what's the baseline damage? Is this the cavalry blaster
Yes.
damage here? Okay.
8.
Got it. 8 plus. So okay. So you're like, well, maybe we need to put an end to this sooner rather than later. So you draw down on him, flip the setting to stun, hit him square in the chest, and he falls over unconscious, and we are now out of initiative.
Gentlemen, let's collect these bodies and take them back to the Regent Queen. I'm going to walk up to the bartender, 200 more credits down. Say apologies for the mess and thank you for your discretion.
How many more credits?
200, so it'll be 300 total I paid him.
Got it. Okay, make a easy charm check, please, and throw in a boost die for all the money you've thrown at him.
Okay. Boost die. Charm check, and I'm going to force upgrade.
Okay. All
and
right.
I'm gonna add 3 advantage to that too. So I'm standing right next to you.
Okay, so it cancels out the threat, and you have 2 additional advantage.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So the guy takes the credits. He said, "You know what, gentlemen? You guys are the best customers I never had."
Very much.
I'm gonna throw some binders on the unconscious guy.
Okay. Yeah, you bind him up.
All right.
Then let's deliver him to the Regent Queen. And
Are you leaving the dead guy behind, or are you taking him
no,
too?
no, we're taking all the bodies.
Yeah.
I'll pick one up each in one hand by the back of their collars and just start dragging them out.
Okay, got it. You're definitely getting a lot of funny looks from people around the neighborhood. You add a 16th body to your collection on the Regent Queen, and then you've got one unconscious dude that you don't know a whole lot about.
Mr. Pisclams, I think it's about time we take him back and ask this man the tough questions.
I'm gonna gently brandish my my blowtorch.
Oh God!
You have a blowtorch?
Yeah, that's his
plasma cutter. That's my weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh man. Well, so the dude's unconscious right now.
Yeah, I can wait for him to wake up.
Okay. So you still have the binders on him. You just set him down in a chair somewhere in the ship.
Mhm.
Is that the intent? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. A couple hours go by
I think
before he wakes
I
up.
actually will bind him around an object, like a support beam or something, so he can't move.
Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Cool. All right. So he is sufficiently bound against one of the support structures on the ship. He can't move, and it's gonna be a couple hours before he wakes up again. Is there anything you want to do in the meantime there?
Check in with Phil. Has he managed to find anything on that data pad?
Yeah. So he has cracked the data pad. He's just been perusing the data on there. Seems like that these guys are just like really small time, just local thugs, just trying to shake people down for a couple credits here and there.
Okay.
Nothing super special about him. He does. There's a brief mention, in one electronic correspondence message that he has of having to pay some tribute to somebody in the neighborhood, but it just lists him as like Mr. XYZ.
Yeah.
And that's really what it says in the email. It's just like Mr. XYZ says you got to pay him his tribute or else you can't keep operating. And but that's the only reference to any sort of authority outside of him that you found, that Phil has found.
Gonna go to the medicine cabinet and try to repair some.
Try to your health.
Yeah.
Got it. Go ahead and make a medicine check. All right, look at that. So you get what is that? 3 health back. You get 3 health back.
Get back up to full.
Okay, great. Cool. So a couple hours pass. The dude is starting to slowly regain consciousness. He's very groggy, wobbly on his feet. He's trying to stand up a little bit. What have you
Cargo.
guys done?
Cargo area, bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
He's bound to one of the hydraulic struts, I would assume, for like the cargo door
Sure.
to open. And we've got some mood lighting in there, and Fist Clamp with his back to him, prepared to do what he does best.
Yeah. Are you playing the soundtrack from the Crying Game right now? So
Forrest Whitaker with his
Light
really
Boy
bad
George,
Scottish accent.
Yeah. Forrest Whitaker chasing everybody around the cargo bay there. All right. And then he gets run over by some truck just out of the left field. And he's like cremated by a truck. So anyway. All right. So the guy's starting to come to consciousness a little bit. He's just looking around like, oh no, this doesn't look good.
Without turning around, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, perhaps you recognize some of your acquaintances here."
And he's just looking around like, huh?
No, well, anyhow, so I'll turn around and face him.
Okay.
So let's talk logistics, shall we? I'm in the logistics business, you could say, and I'm quite interested in the hierarchical structure of your organization. Now, I know you were going to broker a meeting for me and my associates, and I'm not too sure how seriously you were taking my offer before, but I hope you should see that I'm pretty fucking serious right now. And I'm gonna fire up the blowtorch.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. So you see him just kind of looking at you, with no real reaction yet until you fire the blowtorch, and then his eyes get really, really wide. So make an average coercion check, and then throw in a boost die from the blowtorch.
And I'll spend 1 strain and downgrade that once.
Okay. So it's still average. You can spend the strain, but it's not gonna. So does it allow you to remove difficulty from the ability, or is it just downgrading the difficulty? Like, what specifically does the ability say?
That is a good question. It says spends 1 strain to downgrade coercion check once per level of intimidating.
Okay. So the downgrade only works if there's a red die to downgrade to a
I got
purple.
you.
Yeah.
All right, so 2
Yep.
and oops, I'm in combat. Sorry.
All right, and the guy's like, well, ask me whatever question you want the answer to, and I will tell you.
All right then. So where can we find this Z's nuts or whatever the fuck he's called again? I don't remember.
Are you talking about Zsnax?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Well, so you want to find him where he's sleeping, or do you want to know where he hangs out on the weekends? Like, what can I tell you here?
I want to know all of it.
Okay, great. I see you too are a man of culture. So, typically he spends most of his days at his, if the guy could do air quotes, but he can't because his hands are bound behind his back, at his office. That would be on the 56th floor of that building right over there. He's pointing kind of with his chin because he can't move his arms. It's right over there. He's on the 56th floor usually. He has the whole floor to himself and his gang-ish. And that's where he spends most of his days during the week. And then on the weekends, there's this Twi'lek dance bar like over there. And he goes to... hangs out there usually all weekend, and then kind of wakes up sometime around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday, and then he's back at work again.
Right.
What else do you want to know about Zsnax?
So again, let's talk about this hierarchical structure. What are we talking about for complement of guards?
Probably a couple dozen guys on the building with him, like on the floor, and then some dudes in the hallways and guarding the elevators and everything like that. They're not especially well trained.
Right. Well then, I think that's about all you could prove yourself useful for, I think, unless there's something else you want to tell us. And I'm going to start inching towards him with the blowtorch.
Well, I can tell you that you might not want to do that.
To do what now?
Have you looked up in the sky recently?
No.
Take a look up at the sky and tell me what color the sun is.
You realize, son, that we are indoors currently.
Yeah.
So walk out of doors. Just go tell me what color the sun is.
Is there like a nature check we could roll?
Yeah,
I mean, if you want, you can just. I mean, the guy's like he's just trying to get you to go out and look up into the sky and see if you can see the color of the sun. You think that's all what he's trying to do.
I can tell you what color the moon is, and I pull the back of my breeches down.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
wow. Okay. Winning friends and influencing people. Cool. All right. So, and the guy's just like, well,
Yeah,
if you-
I'll walk over to the cockpit and look
Okay.
up.
Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of an orangey yellow. It's starting to peek around Nile Hutta at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, oh, so it's an orangey yellow sun? Is that it's not black, is what you're telling me?
Indeed, it's not.
Oh.
And
Okay.
And,
And then he just stops talking at that point.
I'm going to say, is your affiliation then with Mr. Z's Knox? Is he part of your solar system?
I have no affiliation with that local small-time neighborhood ragamuffin. I was attempting to enjoy myself at a bar, minding my own business.
tragic, really, ain't it?
It is for the friend of mine that you killed.
Well,
And who's exactly saying that we did indeed kill him?
Well, that depends, doesn't it?
It certainly does. There could be many narrations and stories coming out of this. I'd be interested to hear what your take on it is.
Wouldn't you, though?
And I'll do a quick flourish with my blaster pistol. Yes, I would.
Well, if I'm allowed to leave, I doubt the story would get much further than the confines of this room that we're in. However, if I'm not allowed to leave, certain people are going to be asking a lot of questions around here in the neighborhood.
Well, see, that's funny because we ain't from around here.
You don't say.
And you're saying that your, shall we say, Eclipse Sun has no interest in said Z's Knox?
Z's Knox is not even on our radar.
Then I would like to bid you good journey, friend.
Thank you very much. Now, who's going to undo these binders for me?
And I'll shoot the binders.
Oh, sweet. Easy range light check, please. And I'm going to upgrade the difficulty and hope you get a despair.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
So that's going to be one red die instead of a purple die. Yeah. Come on, despair. Damn it. All right. Well, you blast away and you don't manage to shoot the guy, but you also don't blast his binders either. You just blast a little bit of a pockmark in the hole of the cargo bay there.
Baby, I'm
Just looks
sorry
at you
I
and
did
just like,
that.
do you do this every day?
I've been in
confused.
space for a bit. Go over there.
I see. Okay, so you unlatch him. He's kind of, rubbing his wrists a little bit. Well, gentlemen, if that's it, then I bid you adieu. And
Wait,
he walks.
before you leave, you've never seen us before.
And so the guy really just kind of stands there, just like, then he just walks off. Doesn't even say anything. Just kind of lazily, slowly walks off. Gives Lyle a quick glance over his shoulder again. He's just like, and then walks off. That, ladies and gentlemen,
I think
is
he
what
liked
happens
me.
when you roll a despair.
Yeah, that happened.
Anyway,
So we've managed to piss off one of the strongest criminal syndicates in the galaxy.
I mean, you don't know what you just did.
I mean, we killed a friend of one of the criminal syndicates. Like, that's
It's all
cool.
good.
It probably won't have any immediate negative repercussions. Probably. Probably.
Awesome.
Nah, I mean, we'll see what happens. There's potential. What I'm more interested in with that interaction is just potential for future storytelling and everything else.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I welcome it.
yeah. So, at it's 11 o'clock. Is there anything? Do we want to call it here, or do you want to keep going for another half hour, 45 minutes? What do we want to do?
I need to call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Cool. Great. All right. So just to recap the session real quick, the guys tidied up the business they had left on Sea Faroon. They made the hyperspace jump to Nar Shaddaa. They were immediately confronted by the typical rabble that would accompany any new arrival. Obviously, asked them to get a taxi cab, wanted to know if they wanted to get any kind of funny business, tried to charge them a fee for parking there. Obviously, the gang would had none of it. Piss Clams immediately snatched the culprit up by the neck and attempted to choke him, and then eventually punted him off the side of the landing platform down to the dark, deep, murky depths of
After
Nar
wearing
Shaddaa.
him like a shoe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. After wearing him like a shoe, but not before Coot was able to single-handedly gun down 9 out of 10 of the opponents, while Lau managed to shoot 3 of them and then miss everything else in a really horrific fashion.
I hit a speeder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you totally forgot. Yeah, you totally winged an innocent bystander and then potentially, but you're not really sure, sent them careening to their death. You don't know what happened there. It's true. It's a good point. So anyway, and then after that brief altercation, they started on their investigation to find out, when and where and how and where they're going to find Z's Knox, and might or might not have gotten on someone's radar for the wrong reason. They'll find out maybe at some point in the future. Maybe. Anyway, that's where we are. I'm free most of next week as well. I'm not traveling or anything, so I don't know what Wednesday, Thursday looks like next week for everybody, but I'm available.
I'm good.
So
I'd be able to do Thursday.
You can do Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. Alec, how does Thursday look for you?
Thursday we start at 8:30 Central Time again.
Yeah, we can do that.
Or 8:30 somewhere around there. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, great. So we'll see everybody 8:30 Central Time next week. And thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.